Hello and welcome to ACS Golf, and today's review, which is out on a Friday, which can only mean one thing: it is a brand new club, and it is the Cleveland Launcher XL2. Now, really excited to get my hands on this club for a few reasons, to be fair. Number one is when I actually first started playing golf a few years ago now, after I decided that my sort of amateur rugby career was over because I was too battered. I actually went down to my local golf club at Silvermere, managed to pick up a brand new set of Cleveland Launcher HB. So it was a whole set, so driver all the way down to, well, a putter, to be fair, which was great. Perfect for a beginner golfer. I did what a lot of you guys probably watching this video and a lot of more people will be doing in the future. Got ahead of myself and actually replaced that equipment a little bit too quickly, to be honest. I remember the driver, which was great. Loudest thing in the world, though, to be fair. I replaced it for a Great Big Bertha Epic Sub-Zero. Worst decision of my life. Literally, I've gone from finding fairways to not getting the ball in the air and just being horrible with it. I actually sold the Cleveland to a friend, and he had great fun with it as well. We sort of rubbed the salt into the wounds, but never mind. So when this came out, I was like, I need to try it, because all the reviews I've heard about it so far is not only that it is a forgiving golf club, like Cleveland has been over the years, like all their equipment is very good, but it's very forgiving and not necessarily that long, apart from obviously their irons, which are game improvement, like with their drivers, all very good, but not that long. Really built as well for that sort of slower swing speed. So when I saw these reviews about this, saying this is one of the longest, if not the longest, most forgiving club, so sort of in that most forgiving club category for this year, for 2024, I had to get my hands on it and give it a go. Also helps that it looks absolutely gorgeous, let's be honest. So there you go, there's the reasons for picking this up. So as always, what we're going to do is we're going to have a closer look at the club. I'm going to come back here and talk about all the technology that's in this. And there is a lot, because remember, the company that owns Cleveland also owns Srixon. And so a lot of the technology that's in Srixon drivers, which are amazing, they're really good, always underrated. If you never tried a Srixon driver, do go out and try that, is in here as well. So basically, you're getting a Srixon sort of technology, but at a cheaper price point, and also a more forgiving club as well. Because the Srixons, they do have a forgiving driver there, but they're more, well, sort of more aimed for the better players, while the Cleveland sort of range covers your sort of more amateur, sort of beginner golfers. So yeah, so we'll talk about the technology, then we'll go down to the range, throw some figures at you, and then come back here for the ACS Golf Scale. Yes, can't admit, oh, well, I've already said it already, I'm very excited to be trying this. I will also add as well, I'm going to do a versus video of this against my current gamer, the Cobra Dark Speed X, to see if this really can play with the sort of bigger boys when it comes down to that driver category. So do remember to hit that subscribe button, because that will be coming out in the next couple of weeks. You obviously, you don't want to miss that, because it's going to be really interesting to see how this performs. Now, okay, let's have a closer look at this club. So there you go, a closer look at the club, and to be honest, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It really is. However, not exactly the profile I would normally go for. So you can see that it's really quite long in the back, sort of very thinned out, with the idea because of that they can get the face even bigger to help with that forgiveness, to help with that player who doesn't necessarily strike the middle of the face all the time. So it is a really big profile, really, really big profile. So do be aware of that. If you don't like a bigger profile club, be aware that this is massive, but it does inspire confidence. And they've still, even though it is a bigger profile, they have worked to make it look gorgeous. It's very good looking. I do love the top as well. Not too much going on. You sort of got sort of like the little turbulators, a bit like sort of ping have at the bottom there, but nothing too garish. Just a nice little Cleveland marker there as well. Overall, a very good looking club. Now let's get into the technology that's in this. So per Cleveland's website. So let's read off all the spiel. So the first thing they say is you've got to hit this. The all-new Launcher XL2 driver isn't just big, it's a downright must-hit for anyone who wants help going longer and finding more fairways. That's because it's packed with an XL blend of our latest distance and forgiveness technology, like our AI-designed mainframe XL variable face and our dual flex zone rebound frame. It's everything you need to make it look easier off the tee. Happy days, exactly what we want. So let's go into all that sort of technology. So mainframe XL face. So there you go. Using a multi-step AI computing process. AI is just a massive thing at the moment. Obviously, Callaway have been using it for years, and now everyone else is sort of bringing in that sort of AI aspect into their club manufacturing. So using a multi-step AI computing process, we simulated thousands of the most common strikes across the face, emphasizing the impact location and basically evaluated the performance characteristics. Then based on our findings, we created a variable thickness face design that enlarged and reshaped the sweet spot for an improved energy transfer across the face, delivering powerful ball speeds and distance wherever you make contact. There you go, perfect. So XL head design, as always, had the XL range for a while now. XL head design, we've reworked our XL head design and weighting setup to deliver even more forgiveness and consistency. Weight was also saved by using an extremely thin crown. There you go. That's supported by a strong, lightweight framework beneath. With these savings, mainframe's AI-driven simulations allowed us to place more discretionary mass low and deep in the club head, optimizing the driver's CG for long, high launching ball flight. Again, perfect, exactly what we want. Rebound frame is what you'll find in Friction, by the way. So here's what sets XL2 apart from other drivers. The unique ability to flex twice, like a spring within a spring. So you see there, you've got the rebound frame there, and it's all the way around this club head. So like a spring within a spring, rebound frame technology adds a second ring of flexibility that sits just behind the face, supported by extra stiffness in the rear of the club head. At impact, these dual flex zones activate simultaneously, increasing the amount of energy transferred into the ball for more ball speed and amplified distance. Can't go wrong with that. And this is also something they've done here, which I like the fact they're doing this, but it does lead into a problem in the future, which I will discuss at the end of this video. So Action Mass CB. Action Mass CB places an 8-gram counterweight in the end of the shaft near the very top of your grip. So it will be at the end of this shaft here. The feel of added weight in your hand helps the club seem lighter, promoting a more stable, controlling backswing. It also helps promote a more inside swing path, squarer club face through impact, and ultimately straighter shots. For someone who hits a draw, it tends to, push the ball out to right, which I always do, and then it draws back in the middle of the fairway very nicely. With this, sometimes it can mean that the club face, I don't get that sort of push out to the right. It becomes more of a hook draw to the left. So do be aware of that if you do have a natural draw. This isn't maybe necessarily built for you, but anyway. So here we go. So we have by the way, we have the Launcher XL2 and the Launcher XL2 draw driver. I've got the 2. So the normal one, not the draw driver, because as I mentioned, I already have a natural draw. I don't want to be hitting more of a draw because it needs to have some serious problems when it comes actually down to my golf swing. So the Launcher XL2 driver is for anyone looking to play bigger off the tee. It's designed to give players maximum distance, forgiveness, and confidence, plus it's fully adjustable, giving golfers all skill levels and plenty of options for dialing in their ideal launch conditions. And this is where this is a little bit different from the other models that Cleveland done, because like I've said before, Cleveland has really been sort of targeting that sort of slower swing speed players. But with this, swing speed, moderate to fast, straight away. Well, they're hitting fast swing speed with this. However, again, I will discuss this because there is a potential issue with this. Spin, mid, launch, mid to high, great. Exactly what I look for a driver person with me, with that swing speed around that sort of 98 miles per hour. Forgiveness highest, flight bias straight, and adjustability yes. Now if I just clicked on the launcher drawer for you, swing speed is moderate so the draw is basically for your slow swing speeders. Spin again mid to high, again slow swing speed, because the idea is you can't create that natural spin with that slower swing speed. Launch high, forgiveness highest, flight bias draw, adjustability yes. So there you go. However, there is a potential issue with this as we move on. As I've mentioned, I will discuss it at the end. But anyway, about the Cleveland Launcher XL, just going in what you can get it in. So you can get it in a 9-degree, right and left-handed. It is a 460cc head, as you probably guessed due to the size. You can also get 10.5 degree, which again, right-handed and left-handed, and a 12-degree head as well, right-hand and left-handed. But the great thing about this is if you get this is a 10.5 degree head, yeah, and it can be lofted all the way between 9 to 12. So you have a massive amount of adjustability there. So literally 1.5 degrees either way. So with the 9-degree head, you can go all the way down to 7.5 and again up to 10.5. That 12-degree heading up to 13.5 and down to 10.5. So a huge amount of adjustment. A lot of adjustability on there, which is really, really good for this club. Now, there you go. There's all the technology. Let's get down to range. I'm going to throw some figures at you, and then we're going to come back here for the ACS Golf Scale. All right, see you in a bit. Here I am down the range. Now remember, with a driver, I sort of look around 250 total yards on average, ball speed around 150 miles per hour mark, and swing speed around 98 miles per hour. So going into the figures with the Cleveland Launcher XL2, on average, I had a carry of 230 yards, total distance of 256 yards, ball speed 149 miles per hour, launch angle 12, height 76, and a swing speed of 97.8 miles per hour. So everything exactly where it needs to be, really. Swing speed, though, even though it was 97.8 miles per hour, fastest with this club was actually 98.7. On the day with another club, I was averaging 99 miles per hour, which is a really nice warm day. So I was hoping really that swing speed would have been up a little bit. I think it was more down just the weight of the club, and didn't have full confidence in the flex of the shaft, that I didn't really go for it as much as I did with the other driver I was testing on the day. However, still some really great results. I mean, the longest on the day for me was 234 yards carry, 269 yards total distance, and the ball speed 148 miles per hour, with the best ball speed being 154 miles per hour. So very happy. So there you go, and some absolutely great results for this club. We'll just also like to add the head cover game. Look at that. That was a good looking head cover. Pretty soft inside. Actually, yeah, really nice inside as well, to be fair. Strong head cover there from Cleveland also. Just thought that was a worthy mention. Now going on to the ACS Golf Scale. So, on average, I want that sort of 250 total yards for my driver, just because my launch angle was never that quite good. And I was getting 256 with this on the day. Ball speed 149 miles per hour. So not just below the sort of 150 I wanted. Had a few over though, 154, 153, 150, so not bad at all. I will say on the day I was testing this, I was also testing the sim, TaylorMade sim. With that, I've got a vent shaft in it, which I really enjoy, and I was really going for that. And I was averaging just over 99 miles per hour with that. With this, I was just under 98, so I was at 97.8. Which I don't think it's down to club head, it's more down to this shaft. It's a very lightweight shaft. It's at the end there. So even though it's a stiff, it just felt still a little bit whippy. And for some reason, I just didn't have full confidence to go absolute gung-ho with it, as I would with my Venta shaft, which is the shaft I use all the time with the TaylorMade, which I just felt a little bit more stable. Nothing, it's just down to my preference, to be fair, because this is Tensai, brand new shaft. AV series, they are very good shafts. Just for some reason on the day, wasn't quite feeling it. So to get those results being 97.8, which is still around my rough 98, really happy with that. So going into the ACS Golf Scale, remember we've got distance, feel, looks, price, and forgiveness. So distance, remember 5 being the best, 1 being the worst. I've given this a 4 out of 5. I've had to give it a 4 out of 5. It's great. It is long. For a forgiving driver, it is definitely one of the longest out there, I definitely think, at the moment on the market. Maybe not against a 10k match for the Ping. I definitely think it's probably beat the QI10 personally. QI10 Max, not the QI10 normal, but the QI10 Max. It is really, really good. It is, like I said, it is that 4 out of 5. There's quite a few, as I've been doing, obviously, quite a few reviews now over the year, well, years, I think, going now. You know, there's quite a few in this category. You know, I did the QI10, the new one, so the mid-range one that's also in this category 4. My Dark Speed X is also in the category 4. I'm going to put it up against Dark Speed, so we'll find out the winner there. Do I think it's necessary as far as a QI10? I don't. So the normal QI10, that is. I don't. But I definitely think it's better than the 3.5. So if you sort of did the 4 category and split them out, I think it'd be lower down the 4 category compared to the other drivers in there. But I definitely think it is in there because it is really good distance. You know, the longest I hit was 234 yards carry, 269 yards total distance. You know, had a few around the 240 carry mark as well. So yeah, any of those results I'd be really happy with. And I've actually taken this out on the course as well to try. I did film some of it. Unfortunately, I didn't have the camera further enough away to actually get some decent footage. But on a few of the holes, I went down to Hersham, one of my local courses, which is a shorter course. You know, there's a lot of par 4s where if you hit a decent drive, you know, you're only talking about 270, 280, maybe 300 yards, and you're on the green. And there was one hole with this draw, cut the corner, nice draw over, still over the corner. It's about about 290 yards. And I literally got it in the green side bunker, so just before the green, and not at the bottom of it. Actually, just hit the top. One more yard, and it would have been over. It just hit the top and rolled back. So, you know, without that bunker there, if I had one more yard, you know, we're talking this drive would have been 280, 290 in the end because it hit that bunker. It was about 275. So, really, really, really happy with that. You know, got out of the middle there, got the swing right. And I got some really, really good distance. Don't get me wrong, this is forgiving. It is consistent. But for me, just the whole weighting, everything, you know, I really need to get the swing right to get the maximum out of it just for my swing. Just for my swing. We'll talk about the forgiveness in a second. So yeah, distance 4 out of 5, really happy with it. Feel 4 out of 5 again, feels really nice. You know sort of where your miss hits are. You know the performance of it. I mean, I did one shot of the range, which I didn't include actually into the figures because I completely missed the face. Sort of literally hit it there straight away. Knew that I'd hit it there. Still, you know, ball speed did drop down a bit, but still went like 230 yards. I mean, I literally nearly missed the face. Ridiculous. But I knew exactly where I'd hit it straight off. But yeah, feels really nice. Feels solid. Feels powerful. 4 out of 5. It is loud. Not as loud maybe as a Ping, but it is deafening. So do be aware of that. You know, if you're out the screws, it is really loud. If you don't quite hit the sweet spot, it is a bit more of a duller noise. If you get it straight out of the middle, it is ear piercing, which some might like, some may not. I don't mind that sound. I quite like that sort of that big loud sound. Maybe not when I'm in a driving range though, because it can deafen you. But it's not as bad as a Ping. I'll put my hands up there and say it's not bad as the Ping. Looks 4 out of 5. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The only reason I'm giving it 4 out of 5 is just because of the profile of it. You know, I much prefer something a little bit more players, a lot more sort of squat shape, so more like your sim, more like your sort of low spin models. Even though I don't play low spin models, I much prefer that sort of more squat shape players, sort of driver shape. So that's the only reason I haven't given that higher. But it's definitely a really good looking driver. Just they've done really well with it. To be fair, Cleveland, you know, I'm really impressed by what they've done with this club. Going on to forgiveness at 4.5 out of 5. It is a forgiving club. Like I said, you know, that ball when I missed there, it still went like 230 yards and I nearly missed the face. I did also, you know, longest drive when you have the range and you have the you know, I forgot what it's called, but you know, your track sort of thing when you hit the longest drive in the range, and the idea that you only scores if it's actually on that track. Hit 6 balls with it. Wasn't striking the ball that well, to be fair, on the day. Pretty stiff for the gym session the night before, to be honest. Probably shouldn't have gone to the range and waited the day, but anyway. but all 6 balls were on the middle of that track. None of them had gone. Don't get me wrong, the distance was great because, like I said, I wasn't swinging well. Also had the dark speed with me as well. Same thing with that. Wasn't swinging very well. But unlike the dark speed, all 6 shots with this club stayed on that track. So forgiveness, 4.5 out of 5. It really is a very forgiving club. And I think the draw is probably a little bit more forgiving, but really, really forgiving, really, really nice club. Being able to shape it, you can a little bit, but not as much as your sort of more players clubs because of the size and obviously what it's built to do. It's built for that forgiveness. It's not built for the workability of it. It's built to find fairways after fairways. So just be aware of that. If you are a better looking player, better striking player, and you're still looking at this, be aware. You know, if you like to shape the ball a lot, it's probably not the best option for you. But yeah, 4.5 out of 5, really happy with it. Now on to price. And this is a party piece for this club because it's already on sale. I mean, it came out at the end of last year and it is already on sale, which is insane. So in the US, you can pick this up for $349. Ridiculous price. In the UK, you can pick it up for £299. If you're looking at other things like the Ping G410, Ping G430 10K, you're looking at £500 plus. TaylorMade, you're looking at $400, $450, $500, etc. So you can save yourself a massive amount of money by getting this. If you're looking down that forgiving category. Don't get me wrong. If you're looking at your normal sort of categories or your LS, then no. But your normal category, your most forgiving category, then yes. It saves a lot of money. You've got the adjustability to change the loft. You've got different loft options, So yeah, and on the second-hand market already on eBay, not second-hand clubs that have been used, which is a good sign, but a lot of people are selling them brand new still. And I'm finding them around brand new, some for like £200, that's $250, which is insane for a club this good because people don't think about it. People aren't thinking, I'm going to go out and try Cleveland, when they're looking for ultimate forgiveness clubs. You're thinking, I'm going to try the Ping, I'm going to try the TaylorMade QI10 Max, maybe the dark speed. I forgot what the dark speed draw version is. It's not the X. I can't remember what it is, but maybe Cobra, the Titleist TS1, or maybe even the TSR2, sorry, TSR1, they're not thinking of Cleveland. So all this there's a lot on the market at the moment, brand new, because people aren't buying them. But when they are buying them, people aren't getting rid of them, which is a good sign. So for me, price, I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. Awesome. If you're looking for an ultimate forgiving and long driver, do give this a go. However, there are some issues with this. Obviously, you can get fitted for it, but if you're just going to buy it stock, this is the only shaft it comes with. It is only the Tensai AV Series 55. For me, even with the weight at the end, break something there, it is a little bit light and feels a little bit whippy. You can only get stiff, regular, or obviously A-flex. I think it's A-flex. You can't get extra stiff. I think you're probably going to get fitted for it, and then maybe then get extra stiff, but I don't know if you're going to get the weight and the bottom of the club. So there is an issue with that, even though they're saying, this club is for the better player, well, not necessarily the better player, but faster swing speed, etc. They're not giving you a huge amount of options when it comes down to shafts, basically. Don't get me wrong, this is an amazing shaft. It really is. Tensai, it's great. Titleist use them all the time. It is a great shaft. I've actually got the same shaft in my TSR2 Fairwaywood. Obviously, the Fairwaywood shaft, not a driver shaft. But, when you go to Cobra, they give you other options. TaylorMade, they give you other options. And, TaylorMade have Ventus in there, which is just an amazing shaft. Callaway give you other options. And so I just feel they should have had a few more options, just stock really, that you could pick up when buying this club. So do be aware with that. That is one issue that I found with it, and also the issue of the fact you can't get extra stiff. So that sort of really does, even though it says it's for faster swing speeds, that really does sort of eliminate your really fast swing speeds, which is a shame because it is a really good driver, and all the reviews out there as well, can spin low as well. But that's the only sort of issue I have with it. It's the only issue I have with it because, to be honest, I'd love to get a venter shaft. I can pick up a venter shaft from this because obviously you can just go up to a retailer and say, can I have a venter shaft and have a Cleveland tip in there? They will do it for you, but you know, just worried about that weight in the bottom of there. How will it affect the swing of the club? So just be aware of that there is that 8 gram weight there. And there's a whole reason they put it there. You can get a more sort of, they say, accurate one. I think it's pretty accurate anyway, where it's actually an inch shorter and it doesn't have the weight in the back there. So do be aware of that. But overall, just be aware if you're going to change up the shaft. So there you go. Really long video because it's such a good club. And overall, I really do think if you're going out to buy new clubs, or you're even looking in the second-hand market, you know, for brand new or pretty much new model, you know, from this year, and you want to get a new club, something that looks cool in the bag and something that performs really well, definitely do have a look at Cleveland Launcher XL2. I really feel like this is the driver that this year for them has put them up closer to the big boys. Maybe not beating the big boys, but definitely put them up closer. You know, taking some of the technology from friction that have been doing really well over the past few years, it's really worked very well for this driver. Now, will I be playing this driver? Well, to be honest, it's some of the longest drives I have with it out. But with this swing and everything like that, I'd probably have to really try and get used to this swing a little bit more with this shaft. I don't really want to be changing it because of that weight at the back. Or maybe I do, to be fair, to make the head feel a bit heavier, because I think I prefer a heavier head, to be honest. So who knows? But I'm definitely going to be putting up against Dark Speed, as I mentioned, to see who the winner is there. So remember to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that. All right, guys, now I hope you've enjoyed this long video. Remember to give it a like if you have. Also, do hit that subscribe button, as I mentioned, and the bell icon so you do not miss out on any videos coming up. And do let me know down below in the comments, you know, have you played a Cleveland driver before? You know, if you have, what are your thoughts? I'd be really like to know. All right, guys, I will see you soon for the next ACS golf video. Bye. See you then.